Hi, in this video I'm going to be walking through how I wrote the score for the Westworld score competition. Hi, I'm Euan. Welcome to Euan Smith Music. If this is your first time here, then please do not hesitate in giving this video a thumbs up if you like it, and also to subscribe as well, because I'll be doing many more of these videos throughout the lockdown and beyond. I help you make your music masterpiece, and this is an ideal time for you to be able to jump into all the different playlists that I have, whether it be from live streaming to making music that sounds like existing composers to hints and tips of how you can improve your own practice. Before we go any further, if you are looking for the full clip for the Westworld competition that I scored for, I'm going to leave a link to that in the top right hand side of this video. Pause this one, go and watch that one, come back in 4 minutes and I will show you how I did it. Let's dive into Logic Studio, let's crack on. So here you can see the Westworld score. I've actually been doing a little bit of it over the course of the last week and a half. I used different libraries. I used BBC Symphony Orchestra, I used Labs and many others from the Labs series by Spitfire Audio, and I also went to the Composer Cloud provided by East West, and I used a couple of sounds from their libraries which included thunder drums, and I also included some other sound effects as well, mainly strings. So here are some of the sounds. So we started with Labs soft piano. And you might recognise that as the first sound that was used in this. So I just took down the octave on the keyboard because I don't have a full keyboard octave. I've got, I think, is a couple of octaves short of a full size piano. I also used some Labs Tundra sounds. In this case it was Labs Tundra Sebastopol. Again, I took down the octave and I made sure that low drone at points throughout, which sounded quite effective as well, give an extra atmosphere. I also used high register strings, kind of glissandi, which was in there as well. Quite nice, I think. And moving on to the strings. So, low col legno in the double basses, bowed sounds in the cello, slight increase in tempo, and I had that repeating pattern. It almost sounded like a prepared piano, that really low col legno sound in the double basses, and I loved the effect that gave, and I was able to then treat those repeating patterns in different ways throughout the whole of the piece. That percussive sound really matched well with the other sounds that we'll explore in a moment. So we'll go through to the next section, which was the percussion. So percussion deliberately started off quite gently, almost like a call to arms. And then the action changes as the car chase begins. So I almost wanted like a call to arms. Initially this was going to be almost like a Scotch snap rhythm, and I changed it as we went through. So you hear this like bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, you know, that kind of rhythm, that bum. So being on the beat and off the beat was something that I wanted to play with quite a lot, just to bring through some of the Scottish heritage in this music as well. So that bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, you know, that kind of rhythm was what I was looking for. I love the crotales in that point as well. I wanted that to give the impression that something was changing, and then this almost toy box type feel, this childlike daydream, then a scene change into some more action. So these accents with the snare drum as well were really, really good to be able to use. And I didn't want to bring them in too soon, but they were just to accent that something was going to happen. So there was little nuances throughout the score that I wanted to put in as hints as to what was to come. And also I wanted to give flavour so that the music would change when there was a scene inside the car and also outside the car. So I wanted it to try and reflect the anarchy that was going on around about, but not to be too much as to drown out the dialogue, to reflect the intensity of the action that was happening outside side of the car as well, so I wanted to have that fine balance between the two. Last section we used, of course, was brass. So I want you to pay close attention to the low contra tuba. So I used the Nano Control 2 on my setup to give a good shaping to this and all the parts, good dynamics, good expression, good sense of phrasing within the music. So I wanted that to be quite a clear aspect of all these parts. They would fade in and fade out quite nicely. Okay, and that section there was really to do with the build-up of something happening and then not happening, and then did it happen, and so there was that build-up of tension and then it was unresolved. I will be running through some of the other sounds shortly. So the last section of the music was when they come to a stop. And I'll just unmute the rest. Started to speed up as well. Ever so slightly though, ever so slightly. We come to our stop. Now originally I had a lot more percussion in this section, but with some feedback of the music I actually decided to strip out an awful lot here to build it back up again. And here's the final build up now. So the other sounds that were used were additional, almost atmospheric sounds like the labs and aperture strings. Aperture strings is a really nice suite of sounds, and this is how I used it. So we're going to go over to aperture strings and have a listen. Building, more instruments, lots of instruments, so that's really nice. The other sound that's worth mentioning, especially in the free Labs libraries you can get from Spitfire Audio, is the Labs Scary Strings. Really good in the higher register. Nice flautando sound. So really useful to use for some of the more tension moments in there. Have a look down below anyway for the description. You'll be able to find links to the actual video in case you haven't seen the actual effort that I did, and also links to the SoundCloud page, because you will then be able to listen to the score only in its entirety with some additions and some tweaks and some improvements. So have a listen to that as well. If you'd be interested in making your own music masterpiece, I've got a range of playlists. I will leave a list of these not only in the top right hand side of the screen now, but also in the description below, and do check those out. And if you're interested to getting your own Nano Control 2 or any other of the devices or the equipment that I use, I've also left a list of those in the description as well. Alright, many thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and thanks for watching. The video on the top is one that I think you will love, and the one on the bottom is one that YouTube thinks you will enjoy. If you would like to know more about how to make your music masterpiece, then don't forget to click like and subscribe. See you in the next video next week. Bye bye.